It's time. It's time for Cumdum. Except it's not a Gundam. It's it's the Juggernaut, which we started last week, and we didn't really finish it, even though it's really a short model. We didn't really finish it because I had gotten my vaccine and I wasn't feeling great. So this is what we did last time. We went ahead and built the main body, the torso, and we have this little opening that shows our little boy inside. Technically, it's a girl, but they're all boys when you really get down to it, aren't they? You can see him in there, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Looking good, kid. And in the front, we have this nice red dot. There we go, nice and focused. You'll notice that I'm using a different angle today. I'm just trying that. What else? I got new nippers. These ones are much smaller than the ones I'm used to. So I'm still getting used to these. I cut a little bit with them just to test them out. These are the nippers that I usually use, and you can tell that they are quite different in size. This one is much more comfortable in my hands, but I'm not sure how well you can see it. These nippers are pretty dull. They tend to crush the plastic instead of I can probably show you. So if I take this runner here and I boop, you'll notice immediately how much white there is there. So there's a lot of white here, which tells you that it's crushing instead of cutting. Whereas this one, even thick plastic like this, it's still a little bit crushy because it is a large piece of plastic, but it's smoother than the last one. So that's what we're working with today. These ones also broke, and this thing keeps coming off, which is annoying. I can get it back on, but it comes off inevitably. So that's where we are. And we are going to start off today by building the legs. I feel like I'm forgetting something really important, but I don't know what it is. So how important could it really be, right? So let's get started. We are starting off with B. Let's see. Here is runner B1. Let's see. We're doing this 4 times. So there should be B1. Okay, these are both 1. These are both 16. And B2. Okay, I understand. So we're going to start off, and today we're going to have a slightly different workflow. Let me get out my hobby knife. Sharper than that. Not that one. Come on out. Today I will be using a slanted one instead of the flathead one. I'm trying to refine my abilities. that there. So today we are going to alter the workload a little bit. I have this nice little box here. And with this box, what I'm gonna do is cut out the pieces I need and then just straight up put them in the box. And then I will have everything I need and I can just pull it out as I need it. So we will start off with B1. Once I have them all in the box, I'll start to clean up the pieces. And we should be good. What I don't like about this is that there's not much resistance, so just lightly tapping on it, like lightly closing my hand on it, it can close. But these are good nippers, but they just may not be the pair for me. These are from Tamiya, but they do nip very nicely. There's one. Then we need 6. Nip. 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 And we need 16. Nip. 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 And we'll just put these in here for now. Then we'll put this boy back. And from C, I need, we have to do it, let's go ahead and we will just finish cutting out everything we need. So here is one of the legs, and then we'll cut out the rest of this for another leg. We'll put this in this big boy here. Because we need all of these. That boy jumped out, didn't he? Just nipping as nicely as I can without getting too close to the plastic, to the part. Let's see. Now I will need B9. Let's see. B9 is up here. I'll take both B9s. That one jumped out at me too. That's okay. Because it landed on me, which make things a bit easier. Let's see, now we need B10. And we've got 10 just over here. And boop. Nope, that one fell too. But luckily it just fell on my lap. I'm dropping things now. Let's see. Next up, what we need is B17, which is this guy up here. We got quite a few 7s. How many do we need? We will need B7, 8, 5, let's take both of these 8s out here. Boop and boop. Then we need some 7s. Let's see. Is B27 and B17? Yep, they are the same piece. So, no problem there. We will... That's the runner. Doop. And boop. And another one's jumping out at me. These ones are all over me today, aren't they? So we need B1. 8. We've already got 8. Put you in there. And you in here. 8 and then 5. 5's over here. And boop boop. And then what is that? Oh, that's the foot. Okay. Then we need B14 and 15. Boop. 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 So we'll build the first 2 legs and then we will go through the, then we'll do the second 2 legs. So, 1 of each for you, 1 of each for you. Set you aside because now we need some stuff from C. Here in C1, we will take 6, which is this armor plate here. Boop. And another 6. Boop. Boop. And boop. What is this? This looks like a tiny arm. I wonder what that one's for. Huh. This set comes with a tiny little figurine, which I cut out as an attempt to test out my my new nippers. Oh, okay, here's where it goes. There's a little hole in here, and that's where that piece goes. That's interesting. That's cute. Let's see, then I need C2, which is this guy over here. I need 1 and 2. Boop. 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 Ba-doop. More of them jumping out at me. I guess the kits just love me today. I was posting on Twitter recently about a kit bash that I'm planning on doing. And the Jesta that I'll build after this might be a part of that. Might be. Oh, I also need 5. Don't want to forget 5. 5 is another important piece of armor here. A couple weeks ago, we built the Yonam Kirk's custom Zaku sniper, which was that sniper with the backpack and the mono eye. A team of Jestas is the one that killed it. For the record, the Jesta is this guy. Very cool, very Spec Ops looking. The colors are more bluish than they are darker black. But that's okay. Because I will probably just use it for a kit bash later. But I do like it. I think... Well, what about 3 and 4? Where did 3 and 4 go? Did I miss it? Don't want to miss things. Oh, excuse me. 1, 2, 5, 6. Must be used later. So we'll set that there. And now we will start building. Well, first we're gonna... Oh, the leg status, welcome. The leg status is that we just cut out all of the pieces we need for the first 2 legs. And then we are going to put them together, and then we'll cut out all the pieces for the next 2 legs and put those together. So you'll notice in here, I have a bunch of pieces, and this is 1 leg and this is another leg. And right now, I am just going to take all of the cute little nubs off. This time I'm using the slanted-headed hobby knife. Which does make me a little nervous, but as long as I'm careful and try to go away from my fingers, I should be fine. And here we have this one. Whoops. And this top one can use a little bit of TLC. Then we will sand it down a bit until it's nice and flat. What are the OSHA regulations for nub cutters? That's a good question. I'm dropping things again, but as always, it just lands on my lap. Which, all things considered, is a good place for things to land as long as it's not this extremely sharp knife. One time I dropped this on the ground, and it actually stuck out of the ground. And that was when I realized how serious this is. I was like, oh, well, I need to never drop that on myself. That one's good. But I think generally a good rule of thumb is to never drop knives on yourself. Oops. Did I just cut myself? The thing about a knife this sharp is that a lot of times if you cut yourself, you don't know for a little while. It's kind of like one of those anime where like the samurai like unsheathes his blade and sheathes it again, and the thing just sits there until it finally just breaks apart. but I don't think I cut myself. It doesn't feel like I cut myself. I'm pretty good at not cutting myself. But it would be a little bit embarrassing to cut myself on stream. Not to mention I would bleed. And I don't want to bleed on stream. But hey, maybe there are people who like that. Maybe it'll attract people. Don't wave knives around. That's just how I am, though. I'm the kind of person who just flips knives around and... I've got this knife over here, which I keep by my desk, which is a good knife, very sharp. I like to flip that one around and take it out of its sheath and put it back in and just fidget with it, using knives as fidget spinners. Let's see, any other... It's the small parts like this that make me a little concerned, but since this is actually an internal part, I'm just gonna nip that a little bit closer because discoloration's not a problem for an internal part like this. And my new nippers did it without any discoloration at all. Isn't that nice? Let's see. Good, good. I mean, generally, I'd rather not get cut, but if I do get cut, what can I do but bleed? In Kosho Uchiyama Roshi's book, Opening the Hand of Thought, Uchiyama Roshi is a Zen master from Japan. Do I have first aid kit or bandage handy? No, not like at my desk. But I would just... That was close. I would just, you know, hold it shut, put pressure on it, and it would be fine. It's not like I would get a serious cut with one of these. But Kosho Uchiyama Roshi, in his book, in one of his books, Opening the Hand of Thought, he talks about, during the war, that is World War II, one of his students was drafted and sent out to fight. And in a letter, to his master, the student wrote something like, I don't want to die, but if I do get shot, what can I do but shut up and die? And I always thought that was really cool. You know, and then Uchiyama Roshi, he says that it's important to stay out of the line of fire, but if you do get shot, what can you do but shut up and die? And I like that. Sometimes you really do just have to shut up and die. Zen is all about dying, honestly. People talk about dying all the time. You know, if it's super cold out and call for a medic. If it's super cold out one day and we're all sitting, and I say to my teacher, like, man, it is so cold out, he'll go, die to the cold. If it's too hot, he'll say, die to the heat. Of course, he complains about it too. But I think it's good advice. You know, earlier today, I was doing some of my hiking therapy, and I got this really bad pain, like this really bad cramp on one of my thighs, my outer thigh, and in such a situation, it's not like I can just say, "Hey, let's stop for a second," because the whole point is to keep moving. If I were seriously injured, we would stop, but if it's just a cramp, I can't justify stopping for that and interrupting their treatment. So I thought to myself, die to the pain! And I did, and then it was fine. Or there are times when I'm anxious and I'll tell myself, die to the anxiety. Personally, I prefer not dying, but I tend to give up easily. Don't know how I'd fare in a near-death situation. Well, it's not about literally dying. It's about giving up. About not resisting reality. Because that's really what's important, you know? Because when we resist reality, all we do is create trouble for ourselves. It's better if we can accept reality as it is. Please don't roll down onto me. It's better if we can accept reality as it is, and once we reach that point of acceptance, usually the pain becomes less severe. It doesn't have as much control over us. Giving up is a good skill, I think. The ability to surrender is important. Let's sand this guy. A big part of Zen is giving up. There's a koan, I believe it's case 5 in the Mumonkan, where Kyogen says that Zen is like a man hanging from a branch by his teeth. And his arms and his legs, neither his arms nor his legs can reach any branches. So he's just hanging from his teeth. Which is not a great way to be hanging from a tree. And a man comes up to him below, and he says, "What is the reason Bodhidharma came from the west?" And Bodhidharma, of course, was an Indian an Indian Buddhist master who came from India to China. And he's kind of the founder of Zen. And so the man below asks that question, and Kyogen says, if you answer, you will fall to your death. And if you fail to answer, then you fail in your duty and you shirk your responsibility. So in such a situation, what should you do? And that situation is something that's happening to us every day. Metaphorically, of course. You know, I don't make it a habit to hang from trees by my teeth. But you know, the idea is that we're always grasping at things. And the grasping causes us a lot of grief. We act as if letting go of things will kill us. And so we just grasp onto them and refuse to let go. And so surrender is a very important skill. To be able to give up and let go. Now, I won't tell you the answer to the koan because that would defeat the purpose of a koan. But I myself grasp onto things a lot. You know, I'm always, whenever I'm making myself miserable in my thoughts, in my head, whenever I'm stuck in my head, I always have to ask myself, what am I grasping at? Because usually, if I'm having trouble accepting something, that's because I'm grasping at something. There's something I really don't want to let go. Sometimes it's my pride. Sometimes it's other stuff. Sometimes I just don't want to do something. Sometimes it's free time. A lot of times it's free time. You know, if something comes up and I can't do things that I plan to do that day, then I get upset. And it's not unreasonable to get upset, but I'm still grasping. Kyogen, the guy from the koan who said that Zen is like that, he was a student, and Kyogen is the Japanese reading of his name. If you look up the koan, you'll probably find the Chinese version of it, which has a different name, the Chinese reading of his name. But because I'm from a Japanese lineage, we use Japanese names. I don't remember the Chinese names. But Kyogen was a big scholar. Very famous, you know, he memorized all the sutras. Great student. And he was surpassed by his Dharma brother, someone who was training under the same master. His master, his buddy received Dharma transmission. He became a master before him. And he couldn't really understand what was holding him back. And the story goes that his buddy just asked him the question, um, without using the words from the sutra, who are you? And, well, really it was just, who are you? And then he tried to answer using all of these intellectual answers from the sutras. And he failed every time. So eventually he became so frustrated that he burned all of his commentaries on the sutras, and he burned his sutras, and he left the monastery to, I believe he went, and the story is that he became a gravedigger. And one day he was digging graves, and after a particularly long night, he was tired and he was going back home. And he kicked a rock which hit a tile, and this emitted some kind of sound. And when he heard that sound, poof, he was enlightened, and he knew the answer to the question, who are you? Because in that moment, he stopped grasping at the sutras and at his intellectual knowledge, and was able to truly answer the question. That koan, which we usually call Kyogen's man in a tree, was one of the most difficult koans I've had to work on. I'm dropping this over and over and over. And the reason, probably the reason why it's such a difficult koan for me is because I am always grasping at things. Especially the question, who are you? Anytime there's a koan that's more or less asking that question, I always struggle with it. Intellectually, I know the answers to it, but I just haven't been able to surpass myself yet, I guess, for lack of a better term. But someday. As long as I keep doing Zazen, it'll come to me, I'm sure. I'm not in any rush. You're a puddle of fluids. They say that when Bodhidharma came to China, the emperor had heard that this fantastic Buddhist Indian master had come to China, and he demanded to see Bodhidharma before him. And Bodhidharma, so Bodhidharma went there because, you know, when the Emperor of China tells you to come see him, you go see him. So he was talking to the Emperor, and the Emperor said something like, what merit have you gained from Buddhism? And Bodhidharma said, no merit. And so the Emperor was confused and excuse me, and asked Bodhidharma, well, what is the great teaching then? And because at the time, you know, the belief was that you gain merit by being a good Buddhist, all of that kind of stuff. So the Emperor was confused because no merit kind of invalidates his beliefs. And especially what he believed a Buddhist master would believe. So he asked his next question, and Bodhidharma said, "Nothing holy, vast emptiness." In response to, what is the teaching then? And the emperor was confused and frustrated. And so he asked, then who stands before me? And the story goes that Bodhidharma threw his hands in the air, very frustrated, and said, "I don't know!" and walked out. And then the story also continues that he, after he walked out of that, he went and he sat in a cave facing the wall for 6 years. In the end, it's mostly, it's pretty much a legend, but that's the story of Who Are You? And I think I do understand that story at a deep level. I've gotten to the point where I don't know is, or rather, I don't know is my answer to Who Are You? In the same way that it was for Bodhidharma. But let's build this leg now. But even so, it's all very difficult. Let's see. This goes. Let's move this up here so you can actually see it a bit better. Bring this in. Look how thin that leg is. Next up, we need C6, which... Oh, would you look at that? I put it on backwards. Well, upside down. Let's see if we can't separate these. How are the joints constructed? I'll show you when I take this apart. Almost got it. Yep, there we go. Got my nail in there. Perfect. So the joint is essentially, there is this circle here. There's a 3mm connector that this goes into. And then you finish that up here. And then you have the joint. Very simple. And then we take this guy and put him here for the armor. And this guy goes like this. This is actually really cool armor, now that I really look at it. Then, let's see, C2. C2. This goes like... Oops. This goes like that. Yep, just like that. Kind of grasshoppery. Oh no. Yeah, I could see how it could be kind of grasshoppery. One second, Mike. There we go. That's better. Ouch. I hit my elbow, but that's okay. Die to the pain. This piece goes here. Yeah. Very cool. Next up, we need B9, which I believe is this guy, and B10. That's B7. Eh? Shouldn't there be one more piece here? Oh, there it is. I missed a piece when I was, but it's just an internal piece. The flush-smooth panels serve no tactical advantage. Well, I don't think they're supposed to serve any tactical advantage. These suits are mostly there just to kill 86s. That goes through there. And this one goes here. Into here. Now it occurs to me that I missed cutting a piece out, so let's go ahead and grab that. This one's B27, but I'm gonna take B17 because I have B17 right here. Well, actually no. I'll take the correct one. Why play that game? B27. Can't believe I forgot a piece. And that piece flew at me too. Need olive drab. Yeah, I agree. It would be nice if, well, it can't be helped though, because white is the color that they are in the anime, but maybe someday I'll paint it. Since a lot of these armor pieces would come off easily, it wouldn't be too hard to just paint it. But not until next month when I get a airbrush. Probably. My goal is to get an airbrush next month at least. Whether that actually happens or not, we'll see. But if I do, I'll be able to paint my models, which will be very nice and cool. I don't know if I would do painting streams because I would have to paint outside just for ventilation reasons. But and here we have the first leg. And we'll put this little guy on here. Yeah, first leg. That's so cool, isn't it? I haven't heard it called coyote before. But I think that olive drab is a bit better. I'm a big fan of olive drab. I don't know if you saw my thread on Twitter about the kit bash I'm planning on making, but that one I might paint olive drab. Not totally sure. Oh, there it is. These legs are pretty simply made. I don't even need the instructions to make them a second time. This goes on first. Which is nice. I like simple and intuitive designs. Wonder why this isn't fitting right. I wonder if there have been heated discussions about slight shades of OD being better than others in any military. Probably. You know, I feel like the military in general spends a lot of time talking about garbage stuff. Why won't this fit on? But I suppose that's better than them talking about like how best to kill. Yeah, they sure do have a lot of time on their hands. I wish I had so much time on my hands. Then again, maybe I do. There we go, there's that. Looks like I forgot to clean this sprue off. These legs are actually taking me a lot longer than I expected. I thought these would take maybe... I didn't trim a lot of these. Oh, strange. I thought the legs would take me... maybe... well, I thought, like, maybe an hour for all of the legs, but it's an hour for 2 legs. In which case I may not have time to start the chest this time. But that's okay. There's still plenty of time. I'm not too worried about the time. Let's take these apart so I can fit that in a little bit better. Well, I guess that's why I wanted this on first. There we go. And this goes here. If it'll fit. Sometimes you just gotta get a different angle. There we go. Then boop. And if you'd look at that. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. Boop. Boop. Double leg. Isn't that beautiful? Looks so good. Then, onward to the next legs. Excuse me. Hi, Lazarus. Just taking a short break to check something real quick. Okay. Let's get back to snipping and snapping. Next two legs. Let's go. Boop. Boop. Please don't hurt me, Lazarus. Please don't hurt me. Ah! I said please. That's weird. I said please and you hurt me anyways. Even though I'm busy. You don't care. All you care about is violence. Can't you see I'm talking to myself on the internet? Please, please, please don't hurt me. Just please chill, Lazarus. Let's see. Let's see. Then we need B9 and 10. Boop. Boop. 9 and 10. 7, 8. Click. 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 1, 2. Then we need 5. And 8. Come on. There we go. An 8 for you, an 8 for you, 5 for you, and a 5 for you. And then we just need these boys. And then we'll move on to grabbing the armor. Boop. And boop. Next up, we need armor pieces. One. That once again went flying. And we need this one. Boop. Boop. Oops. Boop, boop. Then finally, we just need these guys. Now that I know exactly where I'm going and what I'm doing, this is actually going much quicker. I guess that's the power of actually knowing what you're doing. Boop. Boop. Now we denub. I have no idea where most of my nubs go. Please don't hurt me, please. Well, I am going to be right back so I can feed Lazarus so he will stop hurting me. 1 second, please. Come on. Let's do it quick. You bitch. Motherfucker. No! God damn it! And we're back.
Where are my ears? Here are my ears.
Nub, nub, nub. You gotta get rid of the nubs. Getting rid of nubs is important. Let's see. You know, one thing that I really like about streaming is that it's really built my confidence in my ability to speak. Simply because I'm sitting here for several hours essentially talking to myself. Usually I mean, sometimes I have viewers, which is nice. I really love when I have viewers. But and sometimes people just watch and they don't really say anything. But I've been able to fill the air pretty well, I think, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. Even when nobody's speaking, except for me. And that's... I mean, it's not like I didn't have confidence before, but... You know, it's really just affirmed how much I love to hear myself speak. And I do love to hear myself speak. I'm good at just talking. Of course, I generally don't look at my archived videos or anything. Mostly because I was there when they happened. So it's hard for me to pay attention to them. Sometimes I'll flick through it if something like really big happens. Just to, you know, think about how I respond to people and situations and things like that. For the purposes of improving as a streamer, but at times like this, when I'm the only person, it's good to be able to talk to yourself. And god damn, am I good at talking to myself. Good at talking about myself, good at talking to myself. I don't need anyone. Although I'd like viewers. I am fine talking to myself too. But maybe, you know, maybe I shouldn't really do Gunpla streams. Maybe I should just do Gunpla building videos where I record myself building. Or maybe both. I could do both. That might be nice. I really want to expand the content I do and want to let's see. But we'll see what happens. Next month I'll probably get an airbrush, and that will expand my abilities to paint and everything, which will be very nice, because I'm very interested in painting. But I don't really think the kind of people who would watch my my current audience, who are basically my friends and people who like my politics for some reason. Wait a second. Am I missing a piece? Oh, here it is. Most of the people who are interested in what I talk about aren't really interested in Gundam, I don't think. But there are probably ways I could make them, get them interested. But painting is the first step to that. For me, at least. And we will see what happens. Come on now, just get in there, buddy. Get on in there. How does it usually line up? Like that. There we go. That's why it wasn't fitting. Because it was backwards. Silly me. trim that back. There we go. Trimmed back. And then let's trim these once. And we'll sand this one down. Should be fine there. And we'll take these guys, put them together. Put this in here. Then take all of this stuff and snap them together. Yeah, I may put off getting an ASMR mic so I can get an airbrush, because I feel like I'm going to get more use out of an airbrush than I will an ASMR mic. Also, a piece is gone once again. No, it's not. I didn't cut it out. Come on. Yep, I didn't cut it out. That's good. And once again, I am throwing pieces at myself. There we go. And this, we can trim this part here. And then we take this and let's get these in there. Click. Such a wonderful click. And here we have the third leg. Looking good. Such a good design. It's an almost unparalleled design. This is so good. Can't wait to put the gun on it. Well, let's fix this foot. There we go. You can go right there for now. And we'll pull this boy a little closer and clean off all this again. I might change the way I do music for when I'm streaming soon. don't know. Please don't cut me. Yeah, see, this is going much faster now that I know how to build the legs. Some of these parts are so small that I can't use my hobby knife to denub them. But luckily they're white, so I don't have to worry about them getting discolored. Because white stuff doesn't really get discoloration from stress. Because the stress discoloration on plastic is white. I mean, technically this is a cream off-white, but it's white enough that discoloration doesn't show for stress. Which makes things a tad bit easier. Hello, welcome. You're just in time for the last leg, and then we'll build the gun. I hope you're having a good morning or evening or afternoon. We are still building the juggernaut. As you can see from this beautiful boy over here. This one looks fine. And we're just trimming the sprues, the little nubs on our last leg. And then the most exciting part comes, which is, of course, the gun. Because this is the one that has a very large gun. And I think, as I always say, I love gigantic guns. Gigantic guns are very exciting to me. Is that all of them? Yep. All right, then let's put it together. Put my hobby knife here. Set you aside. And let's see what we can do here. Facing up. The legs on this are nice because all of them have the same directions. You know, so that makes things a bit easier. And we take this and place the armor down here until it clicks. More armor to guard this joint. Then we need our connector. Let's see, this will go that. Then the foot time. Plug this in. Come on. This one just doesn't want to go. Let's see, what's the problem here? Let's pull it out and switch it around. There we go. Just needed a little bit of rearranging, and then there was no problem at all. Put these here. This goes into here. And we finish it off with this. And the foot is in. And at last, we have our fourth leg. So here is our boy so far. Let's let that focus a bit. Come on, camera. Focus. There we go. Isn't that awesome? Such a cool design. I will say that a million times. It is just such a cool design. Now we change the page, and it looks like next up is the, as you can see here, long range type smooth bore cannon assemble. So this isn't too many pieces. Should be pretty easy. And for this, we're starting off on E, which is this one. Let's see. And just like last time, we'll be putting all the stuff in here, cutting it out, and then we'll be putting it together. So let's see, E21. That's this guy. And we'll throw you in here. And we need 16. That's interesting. I don't know how well you can see it, but 16 is a dark black color compared to the gray of this. Even though this seems to be an internal piece, that, oops, there you go, that you won't really see. And E14, well, I need E4. So I wonder what the purpose of the part being black is. Excuse me. Let me just grab a cough drop. There we go. We are cough dropped up. Here's 14. Then we need E1 and E2, which are these very large barrels. Well, two halves of the very large barrel. We'll put you in here. Then we need E20. Well, why don't we put together what we have here first? So, we will clean these up. Very nice, very nice. Just cutting off the nubs. This looks fine. Cut off these here nubs. I'm really excited to see what this gun looks like when it's fully built. I can never say it enough, but I love really big guns. And one of the reasons I'm so interested in this one is because it looks like it could be a really good part for a kit bash. So it'd be cool if I could make another kit hold the gun. Is that so thing a nub? Yeah, that whole thing's a nub. At least I think it is. Maybe it's not. Let's sand it down then. That's a bit better. We can do better than that. And these ones will just grab there. And then clean that up. Set that there so it doesn't roll off. And then we will take this one. Yep. And this goes here. This goes here. I see. You can see part of the black from the outside, I guess. Maybe? No, I don't think you'll be able to. But, whatever. Now let's clean these boys. These big old boys. These beautiful boys. This beautiful long-range smooth bore cannon. I wish I had a long-range smooth bore cannon. Can you imagine all the trouble I could cause with one of these? Some mortar fire all around, artillery fire all around. You get an artillery shell. And you get an artillery shell. And you get an artillery shell. Everybody gets an artillery shell. Let's see. This goes like that, I presume. Yep. And this one just goes here. My, would you look at that? Ain't that a beauty? Look at this. This barrel is far longer than that. This, off to the side, is the largest gun I own, and this is going to be bigger than that. Very cool. I am very excited to see this when it's complete. So we'll set you aside, and now we need E20. Oh, we need E5. Wait a second. E5 and E... Okay, E5 plus E22. That makes more sense. Down you go. And where is... Here's 20. Perfecto. As they say. Somebody says. Perfecto. If nobody else does, then I do. And I'm someone. Last I checked. Could be wrong. Can always be wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong quite often. But I think that's part of my charm. How wrong I often am. That isn't to say I'm never right, because sometimes I'm right. It just so happens that sometimes, very often, I'm wrong. This. Okay. Turned. Let's see. This slides in there. Very nice. Then this goes on the tip of that. Beautiful. Just positively spectacular. This gun is amazing. All I can say is I love this gun. Next up, we need E13 and 14. No, 12 and 13, which are these big boys. These big, wonderful boys. And E17. 17 is here. Now we'll clean that up. Very nice. This is looking pretty good. So as I was saying earlier, I'm planning on getting an airbrush soon. And learning to paint with it so I can paint these guys. And then, you know, I was just thinking, you know, maybe I'll enter some competitions once I'm somewhat skilled. Let's see. So this goes, hold this like this, I think. Yeah. This goes here. No. Here? Oops. I'm hitting my head on my tripod. Yep, just like this. And then we take this, and this goes maybe here. Ooh. Ooh, baby. Okay, so it can go like that for storage. But man, that's a big gun. This is the biggest gun I've built. And up top. Something that's really nice about this model is that it doesn't really have very many seams. The only real seam is up here. And I guess on this, but it's barely noticeable. But oh man, this is beautiful. Man. Spectacular. Now, I feel like it would be hard for a 144 to hold this. This is a 144, and it's a very large gun. I don't have any other 144s at my desk other than this one. Well, actually, this one isn't 144, I don't think. It's 1 over 48, not 1 over 144. But in any case, let's continue. Next up, we need E11 and E10. in an E10. And E9. And we will clean here. And the plastic on this is such good quality. Truly spectacular. I highly recommend building this model to anyone who likes models. I need something out of A. I need A14. A14 is this thing. Another thing that's cool about this is that it has a removable magazine, which we'll be building in just a little bit. So let's take this guy, and we want, that looks fine. So we need that here. We take this, and this goes like that. This goes over it. And this goes here. Soka. Next we need E19 and 18, which are these dudes. And we also need E8. Which we'll go ahead and grab here. And we're almost done. And then we'll take a look at our beautiful new juggernaut. Let's clean the sprues here. Whoa. Once again, I am dropping things. I love to drop things. Everywhere I go, I drop things. All solid. Let's see. This goes here. Oh, I see. This is a little thing for this to rest on. That's cool. Very nice, very nice. And then we've got these here. Then the magazine. And we will also grab, excuse me, this here, which is a shell. Something that's really cool about this model is that it comes with a shell for this that you can load. Now it's not so sophisticated that you can fire it, but just being able to keep a little shell in there is really cool, if you ask me. And I feel like you wouldn't be here if you didn't care what I had to say. But maybe you don't. Maybe you just like the sound of my voice, and that's fine. I also like the sound of my voice. This sprue is a little thick, so we're just gonna try to cut it a bit. Don't want to go too close. There we go. Want to go close, but not so close that you're gonna damage the plastic. Let's sand that one. Then again, that's an internal part, so maybe it's not so important. I don't have to be so concerned with the appearance of an internal part. But I still want to get rid of the nubs so that they don't affect the internals. And we have our magazine, which we put together here, and we plug it in. And we open up this, and we can put our shell in there. Close that on it. And the shell comes out. Very cool. Let's get that back in there. Close the gate. Now we put this in here. There's that. Is that the last step? That's it. And we are done. Here is our beautiful new boy with his gigantic gun. Now what's cool about this is back here, it has this little piston part. For moving this and keeping it steady. And for when it's moving around for transport, it can do that to make itself more mobile. Now let's try posing it a little bit. Has pretty good posability. Gonna move you here. Is that really the last step? No, it's not. There's one more step. Well, not one more step, but one more piece. I thought so. We have to include the 12.7 millimeter guns. So, let me adjust how I'm sitting. There we go. Some of these legs are a little bit flimsier than I'd like, but that's okay. I might find a good pose for it and then glue it. I'm not sure. But we have time to figure that out. Let's see. Next, I need B1. That's A. From A, there is this thing, which is used for posing, really. But that's not so important for me right now. So let's move those trays out of the way. And then we will, that's B2. Here's B1. 27 and 28. Clip, clip, clip. 27 and 28. And then I need 25. And another guy who's jumping out at me, huh? But that's okay. It's all good. Boop, 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 doo, 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 doo. I'm thinking that next week, when we do the Jesta, I may have everything cut out already. And I'll try it that way. And instead of cutting everything out as I go, it'll just be building. And we'll see if that works. Because I think that the whole cutting out process is a bit boring for viewers. I know, as much fun as it is to listen to me talk. What are we making today? Today, we're actually just finishing up this guy. We've just finished this very large gun on him. We finished the legs and the gun, and now we're making some 12.7 millimeter guns for the side here. This big, beautiful boy with this amazing gun, and the gun can go back and back up. And so right now we're just putting the finishing touches on him. Clicking that. And then this piece. How does this attach? Oh, I need more pieces for this. This is C3. C3. Here you go. C3 and B11. 11 is this fella here. Let's clean this up a bit. Very good. This one looks good as well. And I need this guy. Fascinating. I've always thought the concept of legs like that really unstable. I think I'm not really sure. I really like the legs like this. I think that as a model kit, it's surprisingly stable. I'm honestly very surprised at how well it's able to hold itself up. Let's see, this goes like this, I think. No. Like this. Yeah, like that. Then we take this. We plug it in there. Then this goes here. Okay, so that goes there. And how does this get involved? This? Oh, yeah. Okay. So here's this little gun here. And it's got a large magazine here of 12.7 millimeter bullets. And this goes, let's move this leg. should... Theoretically, this would fit here. Wait a second. I have that upside down, maybe? No. Let's take a closer look. Okay. Then let's go like This doesn't seem right. I must be missing something. So, here's this. And that should... Oh, I see what I missed. I skipped a whole step. So, we need 21 and 22. Skipping a step can definitely make things confusing. But it's nothing that I can't fix. So, no problem at all. Don't want to drop things. Sand that a little bit. Sand that a little bit. This armor, this machine is from an anime called 86. And basically these are machines used by a group of people who are forced into them. They're forced into military service by essentially a fascist empire. And the machines have very little armor, so it's very easy for the people to be killed in it. Because the people aren't considered people, they're considered non-humans. Oh, you watched like 2 episodes? I think 86 is pretty good. The new season has been good too. So this goes like that. I put this in here. I really like the mecha design of the show. But I've been disappointed that they haven't released models for the enemy units yet. And I wonder if they're going to. But there's been a lot of machines in that show that have not been released as models yet. Get up, buddy. Yeah, there are people in these machines. The enemy machines are drones, but they harvest human brains. And by harvesting human brains, they're able to increase their processing capabilities to human levels. Is this right? Yeah, I think the show is kind of deep. I would definitely recommend giving it another go. You know, it really gets into the inequality of it all. And I think later it, you know, it portrays PTSD in a pretty good way. In a good way, meaning like an accurate-ish light, as accurate as an anime can, at least. Where is the piece I want? Here it is. Once the anime ends, I'm gonna read the 86 novels, the light novels for it. And they did put out another kit for this show, for the newest machines that debuted in the show. Did that fall on the floor? I think that piece fell on the floor. Let's see if we can find it. Or maybe it fell in... There it is. Didn't fall on the floor at all. Fell in the cuff of my jeans. But I'm planning on building the other machine from this show at some point, although I don't have it yet. It only got released this month. And non-humanoid machines like this tend to not sell as well as like a Gundam model, so I don't need to rush to pick it up. this. Boop. Then wait a second. What in the world? Did I? Oh, I see. I put this on upside down. That's why it's not fitting. There we go. And then we have those done. And then that's the last step. We are officially done with the juggernaut. So let's move that out of the way. Take my knife and put that here. Close that. Let's take a look at what we got. Here's the finished product. So it's got good mobility on the legs, although some of it is a little looser than I'd like here. On the back legs it seems to be fine, but on the front legs, well, actually it's just this one leg that's a little loose. So it doesn't seem like it's too much of a problem, although that can come off a little bit more easily than makes me happy. I may fix that by thickening the joint with some resin at some point. And that may be a problem with the way I built it. It may be just the way it came. Could be a defect, but that's fine. It's got this awesome cannon that can go up and down for long-range shots. The magazine can detach. It only came with one magazine though, but that's fine. If you lean it back, you can open up this area and the shell comes out. And so you can recreate the action where when this fires, the spent shell is ejected. Well, the spent casing is ejected, rather. And you can put that up. So on this machine, one last thing is, if you move that up, you can open. That's not supposed to come off. Let's reconnect that here. There we go. You can open that and take a look at the cockpit inside, where there's a little guy. So on this unit, there's nowhere to store extra magazines. In the show, they have these little machines called M101 Barretts. And the Barretts are essentially maintenance machines, and they they carry the extra magazines and they can exchange those out. The Barrett actually comes with this. The instructions for how to build it are right here. But I'm not going to build that one right now because I want to paint it orange. Just like the one in the show. In the show, there's a special Barrett named Fido. And I want to paint... Oh, here's a picture of Fido. Right here. So I'm not building that Barrett yet. Yeah, it's a supply drone. So I will eventually build that in orange. And that'll be good. One of the cool things about the color guide here is that it actually tells me what colors. So this says like 40% orange yellow, 40% IGN gray, 40% orange, 40% orange yellow, and 20% gray to make the color it wants me to use. So that's really cool. But in any case, that's that. I am extremely happy with this design. It is just as cool as I had hoped. I absolutely love this machine, and especially this gun. And it's got these little 12.7 millimeters here. Having them on does reduce the mobility a little bit, so I may take them off. I feel like they're not really that useful on a machine like this, because this is more of a long-range machine, so I may take those off when I'm posing it. But we'll see. Next week, unless something changes, like I did just order a bunch of some more Gunpla. If those come in, I may build one of those. But right now my plan is to build the Jesta next week. And the Jesta is cool, dude. It's like a special operations suit. Kind of tactical. I like its rifle. And I've heard that this one has really good mobility. So I'm looking forward to building this one. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun, and I hope you did too. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming. And I hope you have a great morning or night or afternoon or whatever time it is for you. So, bye-bye.